Yo, what's going on, guys? Ankit here. Welcome back to the channel. Alright, it's been a very long time. Well, it's been 2 weeks, but that's technically quite long for us because we haven't really had any Alliance War content. And lo and behold, everyone in my alliance is blaming me for getting Kingpin banned in Alliance War. But yeah, he is pretty strong. Finally, people see it. They know Kingpin is really strong Alliance War attacker, especially with the two or three new node changes. I mean, I've been telling people Kingpin is annoying for a long time, but we'll get back to that in a second. Up first, we got America Chavez here, and you already see I'm in a bit of a pickle. So at some point, I think I go for my SP. So what I'm doing first is I'm making sure I don't dex any of her specials because they don't really do any damage. And then here I went for SP2 without dex, and I'm trying to make sure she doesn't go out of the utopian parallel dimension. But because I had so many smolders, she just melted. As soon as the protection dropped, she just melted. And that's pretty much going to be the theme of this war. Wherever torch is amazing, because like the whole of my path was torchable. And we needed a counter for Bishop, so on Stunning Reflection, so I brought in Kitty, and of course then there was his Nick Fury as well. I actually wanted to try Punisher 2099 versus that Bishop, but yeah, I didn't have a counter to this Nick Fury, or not a proper counter at least, so I had to bring in Kitty. Alright, yeah, so going back to the other thing, well, real quick, here, I just need to, be phased and let him hit me, so it's like pretty cheesy fight. So going back to the Kingpin conversation, I think we're not gonna be able to see Kingpin unbanned, or at least against us this season. It may happen against a few other alliances, but Kingpin is definitely one of the more dominant bans. I think APOC is gonna be a guaranteed ban. Nobody's gonna unban APOC. Right over there, it got a little bit sketchy because he didn't want to throw his special 3, but yeah, we got lucky. So yeah, APOC is definitely going to be a ban going forward, and I think Kingpin is going to be a very common ban as well. Okay, so coming to the video, I'm not really familiar with all the intricacies of playing Kitty. I can play her, in battlegrounds. I use her sometimes when I need to. It's not that I'm perfect, and it's one of those things where she requires skill, and on top of requiring skill, she also requires you to know how to beat an opponent using this champion. Pretty much like Tigra, or yeah, you could say Ghost as well to some extent. So the idea for Kitty in that fight was, just to make sure that Nick Fury has his tactical charges up and he doesn't miss me. But if I had to do that fight again, what I would do is I would knock Nick Fury down before throwing my SP3. Outside of that, everything I think went fine. However, I used so many potions this war, and that just made me realize, like, Kingpin, I don't really care about using potions. Like, even if I enter a fight with 80% HP, I know I'm going to come out at 95 or 100% HP. But yeah, that is the power of Kingpin. I don't care who says Nick Fury is better than Kingpin. I want them to come in Alliance War, take those many fights, and come out at without using potions or that many potions in a war. Okay, so my torch is rank 3. He is sick 200, so that means the idea is to do at least 2 more fights. So that's a Mega Sentinel and the next one. And hopefully I get my pre-fight for the Sasquatch mini that I'm going to face on Ebb and Flow Intercept. Here the idea is just, you get a lot of regen, but I did want to go for SP3 because I can get my Nova Flames up. But yeah, Omega Sentinel isn't really a tough fight, so that was fairly easy. So against Rintrah, I think this is a rank 4 Rintrah. He wasn't max sig. I think he was only 60 or 80. Pretty certain. I don't know why I exit the screen there. Yeah, so he is rank 4, 250 KHP, quite a chunky guy. I have my boosts up and I decided to pop combat region because I was sure I would finish this fight pretty quickly. And the goal of fighting, or the trick of fighting Rintrah, even in battlegrounds, this is how I fight him in battlegrounds as well, is to do parry heavy as much as you can, reduce the distance between yourself and Rintrah, and try to get him in the corner as soon as possible. So right now he's in the corner and he's going to throw his special attack because that's just how the AI works when you knock him down in the corner. And then I want to block all of his SP1 hits and I can easily counter him. That's like not a big issue. So here I wanted to get an intercept before I enter my SP3. Also real quick, I see that I got my pre-fight back, so that's really good. Otherwise it would have created some problems for the next fight. So knock him down here and I go for my SP3. I turn on my Nova Flames, and right after this I think my damage is going to be quite high. I think I'm going to get him down to like 40% in this cycle of the, the fury that we get from Ebb and Flow Intercept. I think so. Nope. He just got it back. Alright, so no big deal. Just got to remember to knock him down, and here I'm like, yeah, you can hit me. He doesn't do any damage really unless he has a lot of ruptures on you and that SP2 connects. Sorry, I had to sneeze. So yeah, 2 minutes have passed. I get that intercept in. I think I'm gonna knock him down here and then go for SP3 again. I think so. No, or he's gonna die. Yeah, he's gonna die. Cool. So I know that I have roughly 40 or 50 seconds left on my combat region. So I just pop my pre-fight. I exit out of the screen. I think I do. Let's see. Oh, I do heal. Okay, so I do pop a few potions. I think I exit. No, I don't. Okay, so I was pretty sure that my pre-fight is gonna stick. Alright, then I go into the Sasquatch fight. Not really worried at all. Also, I keep forgetting that combat region is giving you 17% HP, because with Kingpin his regeneration rate is reduced by half, so that only gives you 7-8% HP. So that's why I like heal up to 90%, and then I'm like, oh wait, I overhealed myself. But yeah, Nova Flames, Torch is just gonna melt everyone who's a mystic with Nova Flames, and the idea here was to not really trigger that many decks, but I had to do that over there because in his Wrath mode he has a 100% chance to stun you on that SP1. Alright, so there I got my intercept, and yeah, I think I'm going for SP3 because, it's better to get a few more smolders. And I think I go for another intercept before I go for my SP3. I don't know if I go for my SP3 here, or I might have just been holding it for emergencies only. Yep. So that's one of the other ways I usually play around too. If the champion doesn't need to throw special attacks, you just hold your specials for emergencies. Alright, then we got Hulkling over here with Tigra, and I've decided, because it looks like I'm gonna be the guy who uses Tigra in this BG, I've decided to take her to rank 4. She's only rank 3 right now. I will get my next rank 4 next week when the Cav EQ comes up. I'm like roughly 20% away from each of those catalysts to get my rank 4. And in this video, Tigra is only 667, but in my next war videos, I just put in like 70 stones into her, so she's almost 140. and hopefully by the time I rank for her, she would be like 160 or something like that, which is pretty good. And I'm just gonna keep on putting 6 zones into her until I get to 200. So yeah, this fight, 30 seconds. I think it was 30 seconds. Oh, 39 seconds. So pretty quick fight. And then we got this bishop. So he's a rank 4, but he's pretty low sig. So this is the fight I was a little bit worried about. I wasn't stressing too much about this fight, but I knew that this would cause a little bit of issues for me, because I'm taking this for the first time, but right over there, he just like took out half of my HP. I think I should have used invuln over here, but yeah. And then the goal is to just, dash in when he throws his SP1. And again, it's one of those things that I really need to get used to. It's something that I would, over time, as I do these fights more and more, I would get more confident at it. So over there, I didn't have enough distance when I was dexing his SP1, so I understood that that in order for me to have a safe distance, I need to bait, properly bait, not just go into his SP, not just do a 4-hit combo and have him throw the special, because then, at least for me, for comfort's sake, I'm not confident enough to dex into his SP1 hit. So right now, it's looking grim. The situation is looking bad. And I was like, nope, I got this. No need to be worried about this fight. It's just bishop. You got kitty. And that's really the mindset you need to be into. If you're already nervous, you're not going to be able to do that fight. So I also decided, as you saw over there, I was blocking some of the hits of his, or most of his SP1 there. I decided that if I'm not confident with the spacing, I'm just going to block it. And that's what I do. So I think here I can dex in. I was confident with the amount of spacing I had. But yeah, I think there is one more part in this fight where I wasn't confident. I think it was that one. So I just decided not to dex in. And I wasn't too worried about my HP because this is my last kitty fight. Kitty is, she can do a lot of things, amazing things. And I know that you need practice, you need some skill. But she's not a fun champion for me. She has those big numbers and everything. It's just not fun for me. I really like, for example, Tigra. And you can argue that Kitty requires more practice or skill than Tigra. I think Tigra requires far more practice than skill. I think Tigra, I guess Tigra is slightly above Kitty. They're not that far apart. But I really enjoy playing Tigra because the satisfaction and the payoff you get from mastering Tigra is a lot. And then we come to the main event, which is rank 4. I think he was sick 200, Galan Boss, 102,000 PI. That is nuts, man. 565k HP. This is more than Winter Soldier, than any fight in Realm of Legends, in fact. Yeah, pretty sure the maximum there is 550. So it was insane. I obviously got the read pre-fights, and I knew I already had a write-up to me about how I'm supposed to take this fight, and I popped on invulnerability in case he resists some of my hits. So I go for SP3, which is what you need to do if you're taking a boss with Tigra, because then you have an indefinite rupture, and that adds to your burst damage. But then there's also the thing about conduit. And another thing that I have to be careful about is making sure he doesn't throw his SP1 when there is no neutralize up, because then he will get a true sense buff, and I won't really be able to miss his SP1 beam, the last part of it. So I practice a lot, and right over there I threw my SP2 because I saw myself entering SP3. I didn't want to do that. I was honestly a bit worried about timing out over here. It's just that Tigra now, after quote unquote the bug fix, she her burst damage can still be regen, but not all of it. So 1 or 2 of them do pass through. And that's the main reason why Tigra is still pretty amazing, because you know, for the fights that she works, she's just gonna destroy. And it looks like I will be taking a lot of conduit fights with Tigra, so all of them are gonna be quite a bit of a long fight. But yeah, everything is going according to plan, pretty smooth. You know, I'm doing enough damage. The bursts are working. He is always neutralized whenever he triggers his SP, whenever he throws his special attack, because that's what you want to do. And it's just that it's a bit of a long fight. I think I saw someone do this with the rank 4 Tigra, and they took 3 minutes 10 seconds or something. And my fight is around 3 minutes 30 or 40 seconds, so you know, it works. So that is pretty much it for this war video. Pretty bummed out that Kingpin won't really be available, but I guess it's time to shift things up. I think some people might be a bit more interested in my videos, because then they would be like, oh, you know, you're just gonna Kingpin everything and it's boring. So it's a little bit new for me as well. It's a little bit different, so I guess it's a good thing to some extent. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, hit the sub button if you're not sub to me, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.